At 52, I stood in front of my bedroom mirror and whispered the words I'd been thinking for years. I hate what I see. My reflection showed a woman I didn't recognize anymore. The firm skin was gone, replaced by wrinkles that seemed to appear overnight. My waist had thickened despite my best efforts. My hair was thinning. I felt invisible, unworthy, and deeply ashamed of the body that had carried me through decades of life. But here's what I discovered. That moment of despair became the catalyst for the most transformative journey of my life. And if you're watching this feeling the same way about your body, this video is going to change everything for you too. Welcome back to my channel, beautiful souls. I'm Sarah, and I'm 58 years old. I know many of you watching this are women like me, women who have lived, loved, raised families, built careers, and somehow along the way, lost touch with the incredible woman staring back at us in the mirror. Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. When was the last time you looked at your body with genuine appreciation? Not criticism, not judgment, but pure gratitude for everything it has done for you. If you're struggling to answer that question, you're not alone. According to recent studies, 91% of women over 50 report feeling dissatisfied with their bodies. 91%. That means almost every woman in your age group is walking around, carrying the same burden of shame and self-criticism that you might be feeling right now. But here's what the research doesn't tell you. This epidemic of body shame isn't inevitable, and it's definitely not permanent. Today, I'm going to share my personal journey from body shame to body celebration, and more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap that transformed not just how I see my body, but how I experience every single day of my life. We're going to talk about the myths society has sold us about aging, the science behind why our bodies change, and most crucially, the practical steps you can take starting today to rebuild your relationship with yourself. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending that aging doesn't come with challenges. This is about radical acceptance, evidence-based wellness, and reclaiming the power that is rightfully yours. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey together. Part 1. My story, the descent into shame. Let me take you back to where this all began for me. I turned 45, and it was like someone flipped a switch in my body overnight. I'd always been what you might call average-sized, never particularly athletic, but never struggling with weight either. I took my body for granted because it had always just worked. Hey, before we continue, let me ask you, have you liked and subscribed to the channel yet? No? Then take advantage now and click the subscribe button below. Oh, and leave a comment with what you think of this video and which city you're watching it from. Your participation is very important to us. It helps our channel grow and bring more content like this. I'm counting on you. Now, let's continue. But then perimenopause hit like a freight train. First came the weight gain around my midsection. I'm talking about that stubborn belly fat that seemed immune to every diet I tried. I counted calories, cut carbs, did juice cleanses, spent hours on the treadmill. Nothing worked. The scale kept climbing, and my clothes kept getting tighter. Then came the skin changes. I started noticing lines around my eyes that makeup couldn't hide anymore. My neck began to show signs of aging that no amount of moisturizer seemed to help. My hands, which had always been one of my favorite features, suddenly looked like my grandmother's hands. But the worst part wasn't the physical changes themselves, it was how invisible I felt. I remember going to a restaurant with my husband, and the young waiter barely acknowledged me while being overly attentive to younger women at nearby tables. I felt like I'd become a ghost of my former self. I started avoiding mirrors. I would turn away when passing reflective surfaces. I stopped buying new clothes because nothing looked good anyway. I declined invitations to parties because I felt like I had nothing to wear that would make me feel confident. I even avoided intimacy with my husband because I was so ashamed of how I looked. The breaking point came during my daughter's wedding planning. We were shopping for mother-of-a-bride dresses, and everything I tried on seemed to highlight every flaw I perceived in my body. I broke down crying in the dressing room, and my daughter had to console me when it should have been one of the happiest times in our lives. That night, I realized I had two choices. I could continue down this path of self-hatred and miss out on the joy of this beautiful phase of my life, or I could find a different way. I chose to fight for myself, and that decision changed everything. Part 2. Understanding the enemy. societal programming before we talk about solutions. We need to understand what we're up against. The shame you feel about your aging body isn't your fault. It's the result of decades of programming from a society that profits from your insecurity. Let's start with the media. From the time we were little girls, we've been bombarded with images of youth and perfection. Even today, when you look at magazines, advertisements, and social media, how many women over 50 do you see represented? And when they are shown, how often are they portrayed as vibrant, sexual, powerful beings versus sweet grandmothers baking cookies? The anti-aging industry is worth over $60 billion globally. Think about that for a moment. $60 billion made from convincing women that aging is something to fight against rather than something to embrace. Every cream, serum, procedure, and treatment is marketed with the implicit message that your natural aging process is wrong and needs to be fixed. But here's what they don't tell you. The concept of aging as inherently negative is relatively new in human history. In many cultures around the world, older women are revered for their wisdom, experience, and spiritual power. The shame we feel about aging is a cultural construct, not a biological reality. Research shows that women in cultures that revere elders actually experience fewer negative health effects from aging. They have better cardiovascular health, stronger immune systems, and lower rates of depression. The mind-body connection is so powerful that the beliefs we hold about aging literally affect how we age. I want you to think about the language we use around aging bodies. We say skin deteriorates, hair thins, metabolism slows down. All negative language. What if instead we said skin becomes more textured with experience, hair becomes more refined, metabolism becomes more efficient? The facts are the same, but the emotional impact is completely different. The truth is, your body at 50, 60, 70, and beyond is not a broken version of your younger self. It's an evolved version, shaped by decades of living, loving, surviving, and thriving. Every line, every mark, every change tells a story of a life fully lived. But society has taught us to see these stories as flaws rather than badges of honor. Part 3. The Science of Aging. What's really happening now? Let's talk about what's actually happening in your body as you age. Because understanding the science can help eliminate the fear and shame. Knowledge is power, and when you understand why your body changes, you can work with it instead of against it. First, let's talk about hormones. During perimenopause and menopause, your estrogen levels drop significantly. Estrogen doesn't just affect your reproductive system, it influences your skin elasticity, bone density, fat distribution, muscle mass, and even your mood. When estrogen decreases, you might notice your skin becoming drier and less elastic, your hair thinning, and fat redistributing to your midsection. This isn't your body failing you. This is your body transitioning from its reproductive phase to what I like to call its wisdom phase. Your body is literally changing its priorities. Instead of maintaining the optimal conditions for pregnancy and childbearing, it's now focusing on longevity and stability. Let's talk about metabolism. Yes, your metabolic rate does slow down as you age, but not as dramatically as you might think. The average woman's metabolism slows by about 1 to 2% per decade after age 30. That means by age 50, your metabolism is only about 4% slower than it was at 30. The bigger factor in weight gain isn't actually metabolic slowdown, it's muscle loss. Starting around age 30, we lose about 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue. So, as we lose muscle, we burn fewer calories even when we're not exercising. This process, called sarcopenia, is actually preventable and reversible with the right approach. Your skin changes are also completely normal and predictable. Collagen production decreases by about 1% per year after age 20. By age 50, you've lost about 30% of your collagen. Additionally, your skin becomes thinner, produces less oil, and repairs itself more slowly. But here's the thing. These changes happen to everyone. They're not a sign that you're doing something wrong. Your bones also change as you age. Peak bone mass occurs around age 30, and after menopause, bone loss accelerates due to declining estrogen levels. This is why osteoporosis is more common in postmenopausal women. But again, this isn't inevitable deterioration. It's a predictable change that you can address proactively. What I want you to understand is that none of these changes mean your body is broken or less valuable. They mean your body is doing exactly what human bodies have been designed to do for thousands of years. The difference is that now we have the knowledge and tools to age more gracefully and healthily than ever before in human history. Part 4. The mindset shift from shame to celebration. The transformation from body shame to body celebration starts in your mind. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending that challenges don't exist. This is about fundamentally changing how you perceive your relationship with your body. I want you to try an exercise with me right now. Think about your best friend. Now imagine she came to you and said all the things about her body that you say about yours. How would you respond? You'd probably be horrified at how cruel she was being to herself. You'd remind her of all her wonderful qualities, all the amazing things her body has done, all the reasons she should be kind to herself. Yet somehow, we think it's acceptable to treat ourselves with a level of cruelty we'd never tolerate from anyone else. The first shift is from self-criticism to self-compassion. Instead of focusing on what your body can't do anymore or how it looks different, start focusing on what it can do and what it has accomplished. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It has healed from illnesses, recovered from injuries, maybe grown and birthed children, definitely hugged countless people you love. I started keeping what I call a body gratitude journal. Every morning, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for about my body. Not how it looks, but what it does. Today I might write, I'm grateful my legs carried me on a beautiful walk. I'm grateful my arms were strong enough to carry my groceries. And I'm grateful my eyes let me see the sunset. This practice literally rewires your brain to notice the positive aspects of your physical experience. The second shift is from comparison to acceptance. Social media makes this particularly challenging because we're constantly exposed to curated, filtered, and often surgically enhanced images of other women. But here's what I learned. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it's also completely pointless. You're not competing with anyone else. Your body's journey is unique to you. I had to stop following accounts that made me feel bad about myself, even if they weren't intentionally harmful. I started following women my age who were living vibrant, joyful lives and sharing their real experiences. Seeing other women embrace their aging bodies gave me permission to embrace mine. The third shift is from perfectionism to progress. I used to think that if I couldn't achieve the perfect body, there was no point in trying to take care of myself at all. This all-or-nothing thinking kept me stuck in cycles of extreme dieting, followed by giving up entirely. Now I focus on progress, not perfection. Every healthy choice I make is a victory, regardless of the outcome on the scale or in the mirror. Let me share something that might surprise you. Research shows that body satisfaction actually increases with age for many women. Women in their 60s and 70s often report higher levels of body satisfaction than women in their 20s and 30s. Why? Because with age comes wisdom, perspective, and the realization that your worth isn't determined by your appearance. You have the power to accelerate this natural progression toward body acceptance. You don't have to wait until your 70s to make peace with your body. You can start right now, today, in this moment. Part 5. Practical strategies for body confidence. Now let's get into the practical strategies that will help you build genuine body confidence. These aren't quick fixes or surface-level solutions. These are evidence-based approaches that address the root causes of body shame and build lasting change. Strategy 1. Movement for joy. Not punishment. Exercise became a completely different experience when I stopped thinking of it as punishment for eating or a way to fix my body. Instead, I started moving in ways that brought me joy and made me feel strong. I discovered strength training, and let me tell you, there's nothing quite like the feeling of lifting something heavy to make you appreciate what your body can do. Research shows that resistance training is one of the most effective ways to combat muscle loss, bone density decline, and metabolic slowdown associated with aging. But more than that, it makes you feel powerful. I also started walking not for weight loss, but for mental health and the simple pleasure of being outdoors. I tried yoga, not to become more flexible, but to connect with my body in a gentle, mindful way. I danced in my living room because it made me laugh and feel alive. The key is finding movement that you actually enjoy. If you hate running, don't run. If you love swimming, swim. If you want to try something new, try it. Your body was designed to move, and it wants to move. You just need to find the ways that feel good to you. Strategy 2. Nourishment not spent decades trying to shrink my body through restriction and deprivation. All it did was make me miserable and create an unhealthy relationship with food. The shift from dieting to nourishing changed everything. Instead of asking, how can I eat less, I started asking, how can I nourish my body better? I focused on adding nutrients rather than subtracting calories. I made sure I was getting enough protein to support my muscles, enough calcium and vitamin D for my bones, enough fiber for my digestive health, and enough healthy fats for my skin and hormones. I stopped labeling foods as good or bad and started thinking about them as more nourishing or less nourishing. I still eat cake at birthday parties and pizza with my grandchildren, but I also make sure I'm eating plenty of vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Hydration became a priority. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at conserving water, and chronic dehydration can affect everything from our skin appearance to our energy levels to our cognitive function. I aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day, and I notice a significant difference in how I feel and look when I'm well hydrated. Strategy 3. Self-care. As a non-negotiable, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. And I'm not talking about bubble baths and face masks, although those can be nice too. I'm talking about the fundamental care your body needs to function. Sleep became a priority. Quality sleep is when your body repairs and regenerates. Poor sleep affects everything from your hormone levels to your immune function to your skin health. I created a bedtime routine that helps me wind down. I keep my bedroom cool and dark, and I aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Stress management became crucial. Chronic stress accelerates aging at the cellular level. It increases cortisol production, which can lead to weight gain, skin problems, and a weakened immune system. I learned meditation, started journaling, and made time for activities that help me relax and recharge. Skincare became about health, not vanity. I developed a simple but consistent routine focused on protecting and nourishing my skin. I wear sunscreen every day, use a gentle cleanser, moisturize regularly, and include products with ingredients that support skin health like retinoids, vitamin C, and hyaluronic acid. Strategy 4. Wardrobe confidence. Your clothes should make you feel good, not hide you. I threw out every piece of clothing that made me feel bad about myself and started building a wardrobe of pieces that fit my current body well and made me feel confident. I learned about dressing for my body shape as it is now, not as it was 20 years ago. I invested in well-fitting undergarments because they're the foundation of how everything else looks. I chose colors and styles that I loved, regardless of whether they were age-appropriate according to some arbitrary standard. I stopped shopping in the size I used to wear and started shopping in the size that fits me now. There's no virtue in squeezing into clothes that are too small, and there's no shame in wearing a larger size, if that's what fits your body comfortably. Strategy 5. Connection and community. Isolation feeds body shame. When you're alone with your thoughts, it's easy to spiral into self-criticism. Connection with others, especially other women who understand your experience, is healing. I joined groups of women my age who were focused on health and wellness rather than weight loss. I started having honest conversations with friends about how we were feeling about our bodies. I discovered that almost everyone was struggling with similar issues, and talking about it openly reduced the shame and isolation. I also started sharing my journey online, which led to this YouTube channel. The response has been overwhelming. Thousands of women have shared their own stories, and together we've created a community of support and encouragement. Part Y. Addressing common concerns and obstacles. Why? Let's address some of the most common concerns and obstacles. I hear from women about embracing their aging bodies, but I don't want to let myself go. There's a difference between accepting your body and neglecting your health. Embracing your aging body doesn't mean giving up on taking care of yourself. It means taking care of yourself from a place of love, rather than shame. When you exercise because you love your body and want it to be strong, you're more likely to be consistent than when you exercise because you hate your body and want to punish it. When you eat well because you want to nourish your body, you make better choices than when you restrict food because you think your body is wrong. Self-acceptance. actually leads to better self-care, not worse. But my husband, partner, might not find me attractive. This is a deeply painful concern, and I want to address it with compassion. If your partner's attraction to you is solely based on your physical appearance conforming to youthful standards, that's a relationship issue, not a body issue. A loving partner will find you attractive because of who you are as a complete person. They'll appreciate how your body has changed because it reflects your shared life experiences. They'll be attracted to your confidence, your wisdom, your joy in living. That said, feeling attractive in a relationship is important. The key is communicating openly with your partner about your feelings and needs. Often, partners are more accepting of our physical changes than we are, but I feel like I've lost my identity is probably the most common concern I hear, and it's completely valid. For many women, our identity has been tied to our physical appearance for so long that when that changes, we feel lost. The solution is to expand your identity beyond your physical appearance. Who are you as a person? What are your values, your interests, your talents, your relationships? What wisdom have you gained? What contributions have you made to the world? I started exploring new interests and rediscovering old ones. I took up painting, something I'd always wanted to try. I started volunteering for causes I cared about. I deepened my relationships with friends and family. I discovered that there was so much more to me than how I looked, but I'm worried about my health is a legitimate concern. And it's important to distinguish between normal aging changes and health issues that need attention. Regular checks with your healthcare provider are essential. However, it's also important not to catastrophize every change you notice. Not every ache is arthritis. Not every memory lapse is dementia. And not every physical change is a sign of declining health. Focus on the health behaviors that are within your control: eating well, staying active, getting enough sleep, managing stress, maintaining social connections, and keeping up with preventive health care. These behaviors can help you age more successfully and feel more confident about your health. But I can't afford expensive treatments or procedures. Body confidence doesn't require expensive interventions. Some of the most effective strategies for feeling good about your body cost nothing or very little. Exercise can be free: walking, bodyweight exercises, YouTube workout videos. Eating well doesn't have to be expensive if you focus on whole foods and cook at home. Good skincare can be simple and affordable. Self-care practices like meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature costs nothing. While there's nothing wrong with cosmetic procedures if they make you feel better and you can afford them, they're not necessary for body confidence. I know women who've had extensive work done and still feel insecure, and I know women who've done nothing but change their mindset and radiate confidence. But I feel like it's too late for me never too late to change your relationship with your body. I've worked with women in their 70s and 80s who have transformed their body confidence. Age gives you wisdom and perspective that can actually make this journey easier. You have decades of life experience to draw from. You've survived challenges, overcome obstacles, and accumulated wisdom. Use that strength to overcome body shame too. Part 7: Creating your personal action plan. Now let's create your personal action plan for moving from body shame to body celebration. I want you to think of this as a roadmap, not a rigid set of rules. Step 1: Awareness for the next week. Pay attention to your self-talk about your body. Every time you catch yourself thinking or saying something critical about your appearance, write it down. Don't judge it, just notice it. This awareness is the first step toward change. Step 2: Challenge. For each critical thought you identified, write a more compassionate response. If you think my arms look terrible in this shirt, replace it with my arms are strong and have hugged so many people I love. If you think I hate how my face looks, replace it with my face shows the wisdom and joy I've accumulated over the years. Step 3: Gratitude practice. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for about your body. Focus on function, not form. What did your body do for you yesterday? How did it serve you? Step 4: Movement assessment. Evaluate your current relationship with exercise. Are you moving your body as punishment or as celebration? If it's punishment, what changes can you make to find joy in movement? What activities have you always wanted to try? Step 5: Nourishment evaluation. Look at your eating patterns. Are you restricting, binging, or nourishing? What changes can you make to better support your body's needs? This isn't about weight loss, it's about energy, health, and vitality. Step 6: Self-care audit. Are you getting adequate sleep? Managing stress effectively. Taking care of your skin. Staying hydrated. Identify one area where you can improve your self-care. Step 7. Wardrobe review. Go through your closet and get rid of anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. Keep only clothes that fit your current body well and make you feel confident. Identify any gaps in your wardrobe and make a plan to fill them. Step 8. Community building. Identify people in your life who support your journey toward body acceptance. Distance yourself from people who make negative comments about aging or appearance. Consider joining groups or communities of like-minded women. Step 9. Professional support. If you're struggling with significant body image issues, depression, or eating disorders, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Therapists who specialize in body image can provide valuable support. Step 10. Celebration. Plan ways to celebrate your body and your progress. Maybe it's buying a beautiful piece of clothing in your current size, booking a professional photo shoot, or simply taking time each day to appreciate what your body has accomplished. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel confident and days when you struggle. That's normal and okay. The goal isn't to never have a bad body image day. It's to have more good days than bad ones, and to respond to the bad days with compassion rather than criticism. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to remember the most important message. Your body is not your enemy. It's not broken, it's not wrong, and it's not less valuable because it's older. Your body is a miracle. It has carried you through every experience of your life. It has the wisdom of decades written in every line, every mark, every change. It deserves your respect, your gratitude, and your love. The shame you feel about your aging body is not inevitable. It's a learned response that can be unlearned. It's a habit that can be changed. It's a story that can be rewritten. You have the power to choose how you relate to your body. You can continue to see it as an enemy to be fought, or you can embrace it as the faithful companion it has always been. You can continue to focus on what's wrong with it, or you can marvel at everything that's right with it. The journey from body shame to body celebration isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. When you stop wasting energy hating your body, you free up that energy to live your life more fully. When you stop hiding from the world because of how you think you look, you can show up more authentically in your relationships and pursuits. Your body is not the measure of your worth. Your worth comes from who you are as a person, your kindness, your wisdom, your love, your contributions to the world. Your body is simply the vessel that allows you to express all of that. So I challenge you to look in the mirror tomorrow morning, and instead of focusing on what you don't like, say thank you. Thank your body for all it has done and all it continues to do. Treat it with the respect and care it deserves, and step into your day with the confidence that comes from knowing you are enough, exactly as you are. If this video resonated with you, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, share one thing you're grateful for about your body today. Let's create a community of women supporting each other in this journey toward body acceptance. And if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who might need to hear this message. You never know whose life you might change by sharing this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future conversations. I share new content every week about health, wellness, and thriving in midlife and beyond. I also want to let you know about some resources I've created to support you on this journey. In the description below, you'll find links to my free body confidence worksheet, my recommended reading list, and information about my online community, where women just like you are supporting each other in embracing their authentic selves. Remember, beautiful soul, you are not alone in this journey. There are thousands of women around the world who are walking this path with you. Together, we're redefining what it means to age as a woman. Together, we're choosing confidence over shame, acceptance over criticism, and love over hate. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for being brave enough to consider a different way of relating to your body. And thank you for being exactly who you are, in the body you have, at the age you are. You are perfect, and you are enough. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll be talking about building a supportive community of women who lift each other up. Until then, be kind to yourself, celebrate your body, and remember, you are absolutely beautiful, inside and out.